Like I've always said, I tell people, especially ever since COVID happened, YouTube has been a very strange animal. And the automotive sector became totally saturated. Even though it was before COVID, now it's mega saturated. So I see people try and start channels and they get frustrated and quit real quickly. Me personally, like I said, I just do it for the fun of it, so I don't really care. And I think that helps. Otherwise, I would have quit a long time ago. Well, afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 1 million channel views special. Gonna try not to make this 87 hours long. I figured for 1 million channel views, I'd kind of go over a little special project that we got going on. Also, I want to make note that after having a YouTube channel for 14 years or 15 years, however long it's been now, and getting to a meager 1 million channel views in that span of time, I've never asked a single person to watch any of this garbage, and I've never asked a single person to subscribe to my channel. So everybody that checks this stuff out is doing it on their own free will, and that's how I prefer it to be. I don't do this stuff to make any money off of it. In case anybody wants to see my dumb, ugly mug, here I am. I'm just giving y'all a hard time. I really don't beat myself up this much in the real life. As I've mentioned a lot of times over and over again, a lot of my YouTube channel is based on sarcasm. But the topic of the day, and it's a strong topic for me. There are so many YouTube projects out there in the automotive YouTube segment where people start a project, start a video about starting a project, and then there's no follow-up and no follow-through and no completed project. And this particular project is very prone to that. So my whole goal was to change all that. And so finally, if you've waited this long to find out what this is going to be going into, let's go show you all that now. So the mystery will be over. I know some of y'all have seen this truck. It's been in a couple of the other videos for a few seconds. So here we go. This is going to be our LS swapped goodness. Hope to be around 3,200 pounds when it's all said and done. 2007 Ford Ranger, two-wheel drive, standard cab, short bed. And the reason why it's standing so tall is because it has no drivetrain in it. It took us a minute to find one of these that had a bad engine. Or a bad transmission. This one in particular had a bad engine. Sold the transmission. And yeah, it's a pretty solid truck. God damn those dogs. It's got a few dents and dings, but overall no real rust. That rust there, I'm pretty sure, looks like somebody spilled some kind of chemicals in the bed. But the bed is solid. And ultimately this is just going to be more of a shop truck. Have fun with it. Airplanes and dogs. Holy crap. My ears perked up. I heard a screaming V8. But yeah, shop truck build, casual daily driver, do a lot of burnouts, a few little dents and dings here. Like I said, it's been broken into a couple of times. You can see where they pried the door open. But for supposedly having 180,000 miles, this truck is pretty solid. It's very solid. Was not an East Coast truck. So it's going to be 370 cubic inch LQ9. So about 10 to 1 on the compression ratio. 4L60E built transmission. The converter's going to be pretty mild. And we've already got parts stacking up in here. One of the first things that we're going to do is go through the suspension. I am going to lower it, but not slam it. So the next thing that we need to do is we got to go through the front suspension and take the springs out of it anyways to get these motor mounts out, because the factory motor mounts are trapped. The nuts are trapped behind the coil springs. So what we're going to do for suspension is we're going to cut one coil out of the front springs. And while that generally doesn't work very well on a stock truck, with the weight of this LS motor, I think it's going to work very well. So one coil out of the front spring, short bump stops, and Monroe gas magnum shocks. In the front is going to be what's going on up front. And then in the back, we're going to do a flip kit with 2-inch shackles. So instead of being 5 inches of lowering, with the 2-inch shackle in the back, it'll be 3 to 4 inches of lowering overall. We have been accumulating parts for this truck for probably 3 or 4 months now. Like I said, we got our suspension, extended shackles. That'll make sense when we go to put it on. Flip kit, U-bolt plates, brand new shocks all the way around. We've got a transmission cooler stuck in here. And boy, I've been getting harassed because I got parts for this truck all over the house. Let's go take a look at all that. Man, this windshield is almost like brand new. Hey, airplane number 5. So here we got the tires for it. 17s, 235s in the front, 245s in the rear. I didn't go with these widths for any particular reason other than they're cheap, and I want cheap tires, and I want tires that I can do burnouts on and not care. Ooh. Thankfully the men's room is on KISW, so I don't have to worry about copyright strikes. We only have one Ranger part in the shed. It's a fresh built 4L60. So with the converter pre-installed. Apologize for the cheesy commercial on in the background. Car parts in the house. Here we are in the living room. This is those Speedline wheels that I made a video about last week. Got them back from the powder coater. Dexter approved. They turned out phenomenal. Yes, I know they're black. It's a love-hate thing. I've been running black wheels since long before even anybody thought it was cool to run black wheels. More parts in the house. Got 2 quarts of synthetic ATF for the transfer case in the SRT Grand Cherokee. This TV equipment rack right here used to be loaded with parts, but I had to move them all. All the suspension parts and the standalone wire harness and computer, fuel system parts were all once on this TV equipment rack. all the way up in the man cave, we've got our Be Cool radiator. This is LS swap specific, and I know it's dark in here. And man, I can't believe that they can turn out that nice of a radiator. Special thanks to Summit Racing. Summit Racing, they may not give me a lot of free stuff, but they help me out a lot. So I really do appreciate everybody that tunes into this channel or searches this channel, because a lot of my content is watched by people that are searching for a specific topic. An LS swapped Ranger, there's quite a few of them out there. There's actually a ton of them out there. Not as many as S10s and Colorados, but it's shameful how little information there is out there on the internet about LS swapping a Ranger, especially for there being so many of them. Not sure why everybody's so tight-lipped, but like I said, my plan is to show this thing from start to finish, so bear with me. It might take several months, if not the rest of the year, but I will not leave people hanging. That is very, very annoying when people start a project and then you never hear from it again. And I am not faulting those people. Those people have lives and they have other things to do, and YouTube's a tough nut to crack. So a lot of people try and do something like that and they see that not very many people are watching it up front, so they quit. I get that part of it too. Like I said, appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Y'all must be super bored. I will probably put part of this clip at the beginning of the video instead of the end. That's all I have for now. I think we're going to start working on this thing on Saturday if we get time, starting with the suspension. So stay tuned. It'll probably be, I don't know, there could be dozens of videos on this project. So hang in there. Be patient. Be bored. Watch this stuff on your work breaks. And I'm sure I'm forgetting about 10,000 things. Oh, as far as the million views goes, I want to put out a special thanks to Panther Platform and BST, Build Something TV. Those guys did more to grow my YouTube channel than I ever have. And also Jack of All Trades channel. He even has helped out quite a bit. So appreciate all those guys, and anybody else that I've forgotten about, apologize. Like I've always said, I tell people, especially ever since COVID happened, YouTube has been a very strange animal, and the automotive sector became totally saturated. Even though it was before COVID, now it's mega saturated. So I see people try and start channels and they get frustrated and quit real quickly. Me personally, like I said, I just do it for the fun of it, so I don't really care. And I think that helps. Otherwise, I would have quit a long time ago. That's enough rambling. We got a bunch of cars sitting here. And yeah, stay tuned, like I said, for the next one. And we'll catch you then.